Hey everyone, today we are going to learn 16.2 Products of Powers property. Here we go. So what are you doing today? You will use the product of powers properties. Very easy, very easy. Okay, so here's the rule, here's the property, here's the exponent rule. If you have a to the m power and you raise that to the nth power, that's going to give you a to the m times n power. I know, you're confused, you have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'll explain in the next couple of problems here. Okay. So take a look at example number 1. We're going to expand this and we're going to simplify the expressions. First, you have letter A, you have 2 to the 4th power, and you raise that to the 2nd power. So essentially what this is saying is you're going to do 2 to the 4th power times 2 to the 4th power. See, there's 2 of them because it says right here, you're going to multiply it to itself twice. So when in doubt, expand it out. Once you have 2 to the 4th power times 2 to the 4th power, that's the same thing as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 for the first part, and times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 for the second part. Altogether, you have 2 to the 8th power. Oh, Mr. Chen, couldn't you have done the shortcut? Yeah, absolutely. You could have just kind of distributed this 2 to the 4. So 2 times 4 gives you this 8, 2 to the 8th power. You don't really need to expand it out. I just had you guys expand it out so you understand the concept. Take a look at letter B. Here we go. We have a to the 2nd power to the 5th power. Okay, so basically that's saying a to the 2nd times 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 a to the 2nd. Okay, so altogether you have a times 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 a. Okay, basically that's a to the 10th power. Oh, Mr. Chen, you did it the long way. I know. So again, you could have just multiplied the exponents together. 5 times 2, that gives you 10. Okay, easy. Now let's take a look at letter A here, for example number 2. You have 4b to the 3rd power to the 2nd power. Okay, remember, when in doubt, expand it out. What does this really mean? You're saying 4b to the 3rd times 4b to the 3rd. So we're going to kind of combine all the like terms in a sense. 4 times 4, that's going to give you 16. And then you have b times b times b times b times b. That's going to give you b to the 6th power. Okay, b to the 6th power. Could you have used the shortcut? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you see this 4 right here? There's actually a little 1 as an exponent. So you're going to do 2 times this 1, which is going to be 2. So 4 to the 2nd power, 4 times 4 gives you this 16. Over here, you have 2 times the 3, which is going to give you 6. So b to the 6th power. That's why this is your answer. Take a look at letter B. Let's do it again. So you have negative 7a to the 3rd to the 3rd power. When in doubt, expand it out. So if you multiply it all out, all 3 of them together, this is what you're going to get, okay? You're going to get negative 7 times a times a times a times negative 7 times a times a times a times negative 7 times a times a times a. Whew. So if you multiply all the negative 7s together, so negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 7, that's going to give you negative 343. Same thing with the a's. You have a times 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 a. That's a to the 9th power. But you know what? I did it the long way. Don't do it the long way. You can use the shortcut. So again, you're going to kind of like distribute this 3 right here to this invisible 1. So 3 times 1, that's 3. So negative 7 to the 3rd power, which is negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 7. That gives you negative 343. Same thing here. 3 times this 3 gives you this 9. So a to the 9th power. Easy. Okay, let's just do one more. So here's example number 3. We're going to simplify this and then we're going to evaluate. Remember, evaluate just means to like actually calculate it out. You have 2 to the 3rd power to the 2nd power minus 2 to the 3rd power. Okay, so remember we can use the shortcut. 2 times 3 gives you the 2 to the 6th power minus 2 to the 3rd power. Okay, don't try to do any shortcuts here. Just, you guys have to actually expand it, or not expand it out, but multiply it out and then you're going to subtract. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 6 times, that's going to give you 64. And then 2 times 2 times 2, that's going to give you 8. 64 minus 8 will give you 56 as your answer. Pretty easy. Okay, so let's summarize here. If you have a to the n power and you raise it to the n power, you're essentially going to multiply the n times the m, which gives you a to the power of m times n. Okay, pretty easy. Okay, see you guys in the next video.